So friends, May 1st is Law Day, a day on which we celebrate the rule of law and its importance to a healthy democracy. And what a shining example of celebrating the rule of law we had on Law Day 2025, when a Trump-appointed judge ruled that Donald Trump cannot use the Alien Enemies Act of 1798 to detain or deport Venezuelan immigrants. Let's talk about that, because justice matters. Hey all, Glenn Kirshner here. So friends, a Trump-appointed judge, Judge Fernando Rodriguez, just shot down Donald Trump's deportation illegality. And we're going to talk about main takeaways from Judge Rodriguez's new opinion. And then I have one action item that I will respectfully ask you all to consider. But as always, let's start with the new reporting. This from Politico. Headline: Trump's use of Alien Enemies Act for swift deportations is illegal, Trump-appointed judge rules. The Alien Enemies Act applies only when the country is facing an armed, organized attack, the judge ruled. And that article begins: President Donald Trump's invocation of a wartime power to summarily deport Venezuelan nationals to El Salvador was unlawful, a federal judge ruled Thursday, blocking the administration from further deportations under the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. The decision from U.S. District Judge Fernando Rodriguez, Jr., a Trump appointee, is the latest sharp rebuke to one of Trump's most aggressive and high-profile efforts to quickly carry out deportations with little or no due process. Rodriguez said Trump had improperly invoked the law, which gives the president the power to quickly expel nationals of invading countries to target alleged members of a Venezuelan gang, Tren de Aragua. The Alien Enemies Act applies only when the country is facing an armed, organized attack, Rodriguez ruled. Trump's claims about Tren de Aragua's activities in the United States fall short of that bar, the judge added. The act has been invoked just 3 other times in U.S. history, during the War of 1812, World War I, and World War II. This quote from the judge, quote, "The proclamation by Donald Trump invoking this power, the Alien Enemies Act, the proclamation exceeds the scope of the statute, the law, and, as a result, is unlawful," Judge Rodriguez concluded. And Trump administration officials do not possess the lawful authority under the Alien Enemies Act, and based on the proclamation, to detain Venezuelan aliens, to transfer them within the United States, or to remove them, deport them from the country. Now, friends, I don't want to spend a lot of time plowing through this 36-page opinion and order from Judge Rodriguez. What I want to do is just kind of boil it down to its essence, talk about a couple of main takeaways, and then I want to propose a call to action. But first of all, this is a wartime act, a wartime law, the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. It's only been invoked 3 times in our nation's history: the War of 1812, World War I, and World War II. But Donald Trump is invoking it, trying to claim that we are at war with Venezuela, and of course, we're not. But here's the thing. The Alien Enemies Act is not completely restricted to only when we are in a declared war. But that's the clear meaning and intent of this law from the 1700s. but let's look specifically at what the Alien Act allows a president to do. Whenever there is a declared war between the United States and any foreign nation or government, or any invasion or predatory incursion is perpetrated, attempted, or threatened against the territory of the United States by any foreign nation or government, and the president makes a public proclamation, then all subjects of the hostile nation or government, being of the age of 14 years and upward, who shall be within the United States, in essence, can be kicked out, can be deported. So, friends, a couple of main takeaways. One, a president can only invoke the Alien Enemies Act of 1798 if we are at war with Venezuela, or if the Venezuelan government or the nation of Venezuela has launched an incursion or invasion of the United States. And friends, you don't have to be a lawyer to understand that those things have not happened. In fact, you probably have to be a lawyer to effectively misconstrue what's going on here. One, we're not at war with Venezuela. And two, neither the nation nor the government of Venezuela has launched an attack on the United States, an invasion or an incursion. And in fact, if you want to see some really nice judicial writing and reasoning, read pages 26 to 32, where Judge Rodriguez meticulously, and I'm even going to say beautifully, sets out why the Alien Enemies Act does not apply and why Donald Trump's attempt to invoke it is unlawful. And let me tell you, friends, I don't usually use the word beautifully in connection with a discussion of court opinions and orders. But here's number two. Because Judge Rodriguez ruled that Donald Trump's invocation of the Alien Enemies Act to deport Venezuelans is illegal, there are three things that flow from that. According to Judge Rodriguez, the court concludes that the president's invocation of the Alien Enemies Act through the proclamation exceeds the scope of the statute, the law, and as a result is unlawful. Respondents, meaning the Trump administration officials, do not possess the lawful authority under the AEA and based on the proclamation to, 1, detain Venezuelan aliens, 2, transfer them within the United States, or 3, remove them, deport them from the country. So Judge Rodriguez told the Trump administration it's unlawful to detain Venezuelan immigrants. It's unlawful to transfer them from detention facility to detention facility inside the United States. And it sure as hell, my word, not Judge Rodriguez's, it sure as hell is unlawful to remove them from the United States, to deport them. And to that I say, Happy Law Day 2025, friends. And now, friends, just briefly, the call to action. It bothers the shit out of me when we see pretty much every day mainstream media, corporate media, legacy media splashing all over our TV screens, our laptops, our cell phones, garbage like Attorney General Pam Bondi says the judges are deranged. Donald Trump says the judges are radical left lunatics. These are lies. This is propaganda. They're losing in court, so they are forever attacking the judges. And for whatever reason, mainstream media just keeps regurgitating it to the American people. But you know what they rarely, if ever, do, and you know what they should do? They should immediately, every time, follow it up with some truth and some accuracy about the judges. But they don't. So this is going to be left to you, to me, to us, to make sure we do it all day, every day, when it becomes relevant. Ronald Reagan appointed Judge John Coffenauer ruled that Donald Trump's birthright citizenship executive order is blatantly unconstitutional. Ronald Reagan appointed Judge Harvey Wilkinson ruled that Donald Trump's deportation of Abrego Garcia was an unconstitutional violation of the man's due process rights. Donald Trump appointed Judge Trevor McFadden ruled that Donald Trump's barring Associated Press reporters from White House press conferences was unconstitutional in violation of the First Amendment. Donald Trump appointed Judge Terry Doughty ruled that Donald Trump very likely unconstitutionally deported a 2-year-old American citizen in violation of the 2-year-old's due process rights. Donald Trump appointed Judge Fernando Rodriguez just ruled that Donald Trump is unconstitutionally detaining and deporting Venezuelan immigrants. These are not deranged judges. These are not radical left lunatics. Donald Trump is a lawless president, and judges, including judges he appointed to the federal bench, are telling him so. Because justice matters. Friends, get the word out, please. Get the word out. It's up to us. As always, friends, please stay safe. Please stay tuned. And I look forward to talking with you all again tomorrow.